Greetings to the viewers of EWN, social media spaces and so forth. We're here to open a case against Dudula operation and its leader, Zandile Dabula, following the untimely death of a 1-year-old child by the name of Grace Banda. May his soul rest in peace. So Dudula has been running some vigilante operation, particularly in the greater parts of Johannesburg, of barring people from getting necessary access to the public healthcare facilities. They've taken it upon their responsibility to stop those that they refer to as undocumented citizens of this country from having access. The reason why we say citizens of this country is because everyone, in accordance to them, who does.
You must have watched the video of Nkululeko Dunga speaking at the Alexandra Police Station, where he announced that the Economic Freedom Fighters, or EFF, has laid criminal charges against Operation Dudula and its spokesperson, Zandile Dabula. The allegations are serious. Operation Dudula is accused of contributing to the death of a 1-year-old child, Grace Banda, by allegedly blocking her mother from accessing a clinic. This is more than a headline, it is a story about healthcare access, vigilante activism, and the sometimes messy intersection of politics and community action in South Africa. Grace Banda's death has shaken Alexandra and Gauteng. One cannot ignore the tragedy when a young life is lost in circumstances that may have been preventable. Nkululeko Dunga explained that the charges are being laid because Operation Dudula allegedly obstructed Grace's mother from seeking medical care. The EFF frames this as both a legal and moral issue, asserting that community-based movements must be held accountable when their actions harm residents. Operation Dudula has gained national attention over the past few years. Initially focused on illegal immigration and community safety, the movement has attracted both supporters and critics. Supporters say it highlights real social issues, like unemployment and crime, while critics argue its methods can be dangerous. If these allegations are confirmed, Grace Banda's death could mark the most tragic consequence of the group's activism yet. The context is important. Alexandra, a densely populated township in Johannesburg, struggles with healthcare access, service delivery, and safety. Clinics are essential, especially for children. Blocking someone's access to care can have deadly results. The EFF's move to press charges highlights the tension between political parties, grassroots movements, and the communities they claim to serve. Dunga stressed that activism is important, but it cannot override basic human rights. This story raises difficult questions about accountability. What responsibility do civic movements have when their actions endanger lives? Can political parties hold groups like Operation Dudula accountable legally, or will this become another political spectacle? South Africa has seen similar tensions before, with activist groups sometimes taking the law into their own hands, often with tragic results. Political undertones are clear. Operation Dudula is occasionally linked to certain political factions, while the EFF positions itself as the defender of the vulnerable. By filing charges, the EFF not only addresses a tragic death but also reinforces its narrative as a party willing to act when other institutions hesitate. The visuals from the police station were striking. Dunga and the EFF were composed, presenting their case with care. This was no publicity stunt, it carried real weight. Yet, South African politics often blends tragedy with spectacle. The EFF's challenge is balancing legal respect with public attention on the dangers of unchecked activism. Grace Banda's family is grieving. A 1-year-old dying because her mother could not access care is a tragedy that resonates far beyond Alexandra. Political debates must never obscure human costs. Healthcare access and accountability are not abstract, they are matters of life and death. Social media also plays a role. Clips and posts about Operation Dudula circulate widely, portraying them sometimes as heroes, sometimes as vigilantes. Incidents like Grace Banda's death can become symbols in the debate about law, morality, and community action. The EFF's legal steps frame the story in formal discourse rather than online outrage. Next steps are crucial. The charges have been lodged, and police must investigate. If evidence supports the EFF's claims, Dabula and other leaders could face serious legal consequences. This would set a precedent, showing that activism does not exempt anyone from accountability when lives are at risk. Potential fallout is real. Operation Dudula has supporters, and tensions could rise. Residents, politicians, and activists will watch closely. The narrative could polarize, balancing legal and moral responsibility against the portrayal of Operation Dudula as community protectors. For viewers, the story underscores the importance of civic responsibility. Activism is powerful, but when it harms others, accountability is urgent. The EFF's legal action reminds us that the law must protect the vulnerable. And yes, South African politics can feel like a mix of courtroom suspense and reality television. Here we have a tragic death, a controversial activist group, and a political party taking the stand. It's heavy, but it touches healthcare, activism, law, and party politics. What do you think? Should movements like Operation Dudula be held to a higher standard? How should parties navigate tragedies without exploiting them? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like this video if it was insightful, subscribe for more in-depth political commentary from South Africa, and hit the bell so you don't miss updates. Let's keep the conversation informed and grounded in reality. See you next time.